Well, good morning, folks. It's your old buddy Luke Clayton and my good buddy Jeff Rice and your good buddy Jeff Rice. Jeff, we're down here at your ranch, at the Bucket Bass Ranch, and we have a plan. Now, everything in the outdoors does not always go according to plans, but you've got to have a plan. So our plan today, we're going to start off, I'm going to give you a recipe first, an awesome recipe for breakfast. It's early morning here at the Bucket Bass Ranch, but we're going to zoom in and show you how we cook the breakfast. And Jeff, our plan for today really is, this will get everybody introduced and visiting with us, but we're going to take it to the woods, aren't we?
We have a task at hand, folks. Today, we're going to try, this evening, we're going to try to do a little spot and stalk on some hogs. Luke's got his 223 5.56. He's going to see if we can't put the smack down on a hog later this evening. What we're going to do is we're just going to carry a couple chairs. We're not going to sit in a blind. We've talked about that in earlier shows. You don't have to have a blind. You know, if you use the wind to your favor and you set up accordingly, you know, you can be successful. So, you know, we've got, like I said, we've got a task at hand, because in an upcoming show, we're going to be curing some hams, and we got to get the hams to cure. So tonight, the pressure's on, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I'll my little 5.56 223. It's on.
Yeah.
Checked in earlier. Always check your weapon, whatever you're hunting with. It is on. And we're not going to make a long shot. If we're going to set up probably to shoot 70 yards and in, something like that. It's going to be back in the heavy cover. But like Jeff says, our goal is to get a hog down. And it's here at Jeff's ranch and his wife Debbie, there's lots of hogs. The chances are really good that we can make this whole show happen just as we have it scripted. We can be able to get a hog. But after we get the hog, that's the part that I want you to stay with us on, and I think we can, maybe you might learn a thing or two. I've got the cure. We're going to actually cure the hams, sugar cure. We're going to inject them with a Morton's sugar cure pump. That's probably going to be next week. More than likely, that'll be next week when we do that. But we're going to carry you through the process, taking a ham off of a wild hog.
That's right.
Curing it and then smoking it. But you can't do all that in one show, folks, because it takes about 6 or 7 days for that ham to cure.
That's right.
In the refrigerator. So about 38 degrees in the fridge. Then what we'll do then, after it's cured, we'll have on another segment, we'll show you how we smoke it. I use a smoking tex. It's a chamber about that big, and we're going to hang these hams and do it kind of old school, but maybe a little bit modern too with the smoking tex, you know.
Well, we just got to get a hog on the ground, folks, and that's our goal for this evening. I got a pretty good feeling. We haven't been out here in several weeks. We were in Canada for a week, and we've got some stuff going on back at the house, so it's been very, very quiet out here. And matter of fact, we actually saw some hogs come in that feeder earlier, so I got a feeling we might have some action tonight.
I feel pretty comfortable. Yes.
But we got to move on, because this just looks so darn good, Luke.
let's do it.
Let's get this
folks,
rolling.
This is a breakfast recipe that's really, really easy. And a Texas toast is what you really want to use, and you hollow it out. Well, I couldn't find any Texas toast at the store, but 2 pieces of bread hollowed out, and we'll give you a close-up, and then this is some no-heat jalapeno.
There you go.
You know, they are, I mean, it's
like
got
you got
the
a
flavor,
little onion in there as well.
And some chopped onion.
Yep.
And this is some eggs beaten up right here in the bowl.
Cheese.
And some cheese. So I bet you're probably tracking with me. Got my little cooker back here.
Nice and hot.
Jeff, we may show them a close-up.
Yeah, let's do that.
So what we will do, our jalapeno and onion, pretty simple. And I like to prep this stuff ahead of time instead of cutting all this up, you know, when we're cooking. Put that right in there. Pretty simple. Most of the stuff that I cook is simple, but it's good. Mix all that together. Now, bingo. A piece of Texas toast works better. You see what we've got. 2 pieces of bread hollowed out. We've got this heated with a little butter. let's slap that on there like that.
I believe you said, Luke, bagels work well as well, don't they?
Yeah, bagels are good. I've done it with bagels. Honestly, I like the toast better.
You like the toast better? Okay.
So, but bagels are good, you know. So
I'm a bagel person, that's why
I love them too.
I mentioned that. All right, let's see what you got going there.
All right, we're just gonna spoon that in.
Oh yeah.
Into that. I tell you, look at that. I even judged it pretty close. I'm
Sure did.
proud. I usually get too much or too little. Now, folks, we have some cheese, and we're going to wait to put that cheese in when all this egg and everything starts cooking. Just some shredded cheese, whatever cheese, kind of cheese you like. It'll take a little while. This is not a high heat little unit, but is it ever handy? I've used it for all kind of stuff. It's going to take probably 3 or 4 minutes for that egg to start cooking. And then basically, now you've got a couple of options. You can take that center plug, and that's what we took out. You can put it back on there after it starts cooking, but I think, so we get our color and everything, I think we'll just leave it like that so you see the jalapenos and everything. So actually, let's just let it cook a little bit, and then we'll flip it and probably put this cheese on the other side after that bottom side toast. So that'll all bond together. I mean, what is now 2 loose pieces of bread will bond with that egg and everything. It'll become one piece of bread. So just let it cook a little bit, Jeff, and then it'll be ready. Looking pretty good, right?
That's looking darn good.
Now, I promise you, my son, Drew, actually grew these no-heat jalapenos. And they're not hot. I mean, there's no heat. If that were real jalapenos.
I love jalapenos, but I don't like real hot. Now, my wife, Demi, she'll eat the hot.
She'll eat those on the side, that many on the side. But anyway, so let's just let it cook a little bit, then we'll flip them, put the cheese on, and our day will be underway, buddy.
It is already underway.
It's underway. Another sip of coffee.
We got our coffee going.
We may be even awake after another.
All right, folks, we're going to take a commercial break here. We're going to come back and watch Luke flip these, and we'll continue on getting our breakfast ready, because you know what? That looks pretty darn good.
It's going to be good.
All right, we'll be back.
Lone Star Pawn and Bargain Center, 6509 I-30 on the Frontage Road in Greenville. Your one-stop shop for TVs, electronics, computers, and gaming systems. Lone Star Pawn offers a giant selection of hunting, fishing, outdoor gear, and firearms. We've got everything from lawn and garden equipment and job site tools to musical instruments. For the best deals and pawn rates in town, come see us on the south side of the Frontage Road in Greenville.
Need a part for the right price? Look for that red and blue sign, Henley Auto Supply, 1510 Stonewall. Over 800,000 CarQuest parts to choose from. Domestic, European, and Asian parts. Henley Auto Supply, 903-455-1969. 455-1969. Henley Auto Supply has the right part to keep your vehicle running. Backed by the best hometown service. Henley Auto Supply. Great people, great products, great prices. Henley Auto Supply and Car.
All right. I'll tell you, if you take a look, you can see these eggs are about half cooked. Now, you can at this point put your plug that you took out of here back on there and flip it, but I like to kind of leave it out. You put more egg in there if you leave the
cook a little quicker too.
And it cooks a little quicker. Yeah. So what we want to do, rather than put the cheese on this side, let's flip these rascals. And you got to be a little careful, do it quick. Bingo.
Ooh, look at that.
Flip them. And then now we need a little cheese, right? So.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. So let's just put a little cheese on these things.
Beautiful.
I tell you, this is honestly, it looks probably like a long task, folks, the way I'm doing it, but I'm trying to take the time to show you each step. You can have these things done in a hot skillet in probably 10 minutes. But so, let's just let that side cook and let the cheese melt, and then Jeff, we'll put these on a plate. We'll have breakfast and get our day off and ready to go hunt the elusive wild boar. What do you say?
You bet. Well, while those are wrapping up, I'm going to go grab us a couple cups of coffee, because we've already had our first cup, but we're on to number 2. So
yeah, we need some coffee. Yeah.
Let's let these go for a second, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Well, Jeff, I'll tell you what, we've flipped them, and they've cooked probably another 3 or 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at that. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, you can see that's cooked all the way through. Look at that.
So let's just move forward. slap them on there. Look at that egg.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Well done.
Beautiful.
I want to cut into one of these things, and of course you've never tried this recipe yourself, but
No, I haven't, but it looks
kind of
amazing.
give them an idea what the finished product. I'd like to.
Look at that. Let's just walk this up here, and folks,
Yeah.
you can take a peek at that, and that is amazing.
It's going to be some pretty
Ooh, yeah, buddy.
good eating. Set that right there. All right, Jeff. I think so far, and folks, our day is right on schedule.
It is.
We got a good breakfast going. We're gonna get with the hog program,
We are.
and then if we are successful, we're gonna take a hog over there and butcher it, cut those hams off, and I've got that Morton's injector
Yep.
loaded up, and we're in business, buddy.
Sounds like a plan. Well, all we got to do is get a hog on the ground, and we'll make that happen. So, heat of the day is going to be hitting us in a little bit. So, we'll probably sit in some AC for a few hours, and then later this evening we'll slip out, see if we can get us a hog, and then we'll be right back here at this table, showing you how to inject that meat. So,
But what are we gonna do right now?
oh, I know exactly what we're going to do. We're going to have breakfast, folks. So
Let's get a hold of this.
let's go ahead and take a commercial break. We'll be back. Keep your fingers crossed with some hog meat on here, and we'll show you how it's prepared. So let's have breakfast.
Here we go.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with hassles. It can be that way again at Tire Pros.
Buddy, you done well.
We've got a couple of hams right there to go.
Yes,
We're
sir.
going to cure those things. And, back again, you know, back to this little 5.56. And we said it a million times. It's all about shot placement. It is. Would we have killed that hog with a 7 mag? You betcha. 308? You bet. But where I think I hit that hog, we could have killed him with a 22 Hornet. What do you say we go down there and check him out?
Let's do it, buddy.
Okay.
Congratulations. Good shot.
Thank you.
Think
Well,
you
we got
put
some hams to, 2 more hams to work with now.
Yeah, you put the Zammy on that dude.
Yeah, bang. 5.56. Okay.
Well, folks,
good.
we literally just walked in here. And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's an important thing. And Luke, you know, really kind of cover that just a minute.
Well,
Let's talk about that.
Folks, we 100 yards behind us, we parked probably 300 yards and walked in. And of course, we knew that the hogs were subject to be here by this feeder. And we sat down, we have been sitting here maybe 10 minutes at the most. And, you know, a lot of hog hunts don't go there quite this well, but we've been here maybe 10 minutes. Then spotted some movement way back in the woods there. This is something that all of you guys that hunt hogs that you know about, you've done it. But snuck in, now had we just come in here, blundered our way in here, we would never have killed that hog.
You know what, Luke? They were walking in when we were walking in.
Yeah.
Luke says, hey, there they are. They're walking in.
Yeah, they were
like,
coming in when we were.
Yes, sir.
So, I don't know. I'm going to guess, being an old bow hunter, this is not a bow, but I'm going to guess we're probably about 7. Honestly, if we paced it off 65 or 70 yards,
Yep.
70 yards.
Right.
But the main thing, you know, I hunt for meat. Jeff hunts for meat, folks. This hog, we're going to find the meat to be good, undisturbed. I mean, if we took a big high caliber rifle, shot him through the shoulders, we would have lost the shoulders, Jeff, you know, the meat. Yep. And to us, it's all about the meat. We're going to make ham. We're going to, out of the 2 hams on this hog.
Absolutely. How about some curing of some hams? We'll talk more about that, but that's kind of what we're planning on here a little bit.
That's where this is going to go. Actually, I've got, you know, Butcher Packer Supply. This is not a commercial, folks, but that's where I get all my cure. I've got for $6 you can get enough sugar cure to cure 10 hogs that size. You really can. But I brought it down here, brought an injector, a Morton's injector. We're going to inject these hams, and we're going to let them cure in the refrigerator for about 6 days is what we're going to do. And then take them out, and I've got the Smoking Tex electric smoker that I've used for years. Hang those things up in the top of that smoker. I'm actually going to drill a hole. We'll get into all this later, but we're going to drill a hole through the leg bone, put a wire through that, and then hang it from the Smoking Tex electric smoker, folks. Hang it up so it's surrounded by smoke and hot air. That's the way we're going to do it, and probably 7 or 8 hours on the smoker. That cured meat will be some of the best ham you've ever seen. So Jeff, buddy, what do you say? Looks like a really good meat hog. I mean, we're sitting 80 yards from him. He didn't move. That's the way I like to do it.
I'm proud of you, buddy. Good shot.
Yeah.
One shot, 1 kill. Get her done.
We got her done. So now we'll go back and we'll. Well, we're back in here, Waits. We probably will just take the back straps off. We may take it back to camp. We can get him out of here.
Yep.
And take the back straps and the hams and the shoulders, and hopefully this little shot didn't mess up a lot of meat, but it did drop the hog, didn't it?
Hog down. Let's go check him out.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
All right,
buddy.
folks, we'll be back after this.
Being on the move used to be hassle-free. Find your way there again at Tire Pros.
Still moving.
His head is up in a position I don't really like.
Folks, when you get into a situation like this, it's best to walk up slow. And if need be, a second shot will do. Stick with us. Just be ready, Luke.
That's a young sow, probably a couple years old,
Yep.
maybe. Gonna be some great pork.
Oh my gosh.
That hog's not going anywhere, I see. No.
Yeah, that's a headshot. You got him in,
Yeah,
in the neck.
that'll, a hog hit right there a lot of times will kick a lot. If you shoot them through the heart or lungs, they'll run, and they'll usually expire out on the run while they're running. They'll actually expire while they're running. But this headshot like that, a lot of times they're involuntary muscle movement. It'll go on for a little bit. That's a dead hog. Jeff, I'm gonna stick our rifle over here. We're safe,
Okay.
and then we'll get that rascal out of here and turn him into some ham.
I think we just go grab the buggy, buddy. What do you think?
Yeah, right. Just make one deal.
Make it easy on ourselves and haul them back to camp. And
That is a bout. Let me take a look.
okay.
Oh my gosh, that is a look at that. That's where I want a shot placement right there, up in the very front of that shoulder and the neck. Probably hit the spinal cord.
Can you see the bright red blood, Luke?
Yep,
That tells us something, doesn't it?
it does. Yep.
What does it tell? Just let us folks know what that means when you get bright red blood like that.
It tells us we've hit an artery, and a major one, and he's not going to go far. A pink, now, I'll just show you. I think this might help some folks. Had I shot this hog, his heart is right about here. That's where his heart is. Had I shot a deer, you're talking about hunting deer. Where do you hit a deer? Let's shoot him behind the shoulder. Well, had I shot that hog if I'd shot him here, he's dead. But if I'd have shot him right here, I guarantee you we'd be looking for that hog, so.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I didn't actually, right here, but anywhere right up in here, I won't say anywhere, but just center your shot placement. You don't mess the meat up, and you got some good pork there. Man, that is a fat sow, Jeff.
You got some good pork there, buddy. These
You
are going to
better
be these are gonna be some great pork, folks. We're gonna prepare this stuff for you guys and show you how to make some cured ham and some other things. And this is a perfect specimen for what we're about to venture into, right, buddy?
Jeff, put it back on. What you're going to see later is these hams cut out from about right. This is the ham right here. And do not think that's not some fine eating. We're going to be taking these hams and we're going to inject them with some sugar cure. We're going to let it set about 6 or 7 days. We're going to drill a hole, to be quite graphic. We're going to drill a hole through the leg bone and hang it up in that smoking Texas electric smoker. I challenge you to eat any better ham. So let's get him out of here. What do you say?
Let's do it, buddy.
All right.
All right, we'll be back, folks.
Well, Jeff, we got her back to camp, and it's an easy retrieval. We've already talked about shot placement, haven't we?
We have.
They can't go far. Shot right there, and we're not going to lose any meat. Not going to lose it, because this shoulder goes right, maybe just the cusp of that shoulder.
Yep.
But okay, a light caliber, what we use.
5.56.
Yes.
Yep.
Now 223. Some
Yep.
folks would, same caliber.
Mm-hmm.
And we mentioned, shot placement, folks. I mean, this was an easy shot. I had a tripod set, a bipod set up, and it was maybe 70 yards, something like that. So it was an easy shot. I had a perfect rest, but I did use we were prepared, Jeff, with this Photon.
Yes, we were.
XT that I use by Sightmark, and this, call it a commercial if you want to. I think this is 27 hogs that I've killed with this setup. We shot him in the daylight. Now, all we had to do, we were prepared to stay at night.
Oh, yeah, we were.
But the stalk that you devised worked perfectly. Hit this button right here, and then we can light up the hour, and we can hunt all night long. But it worked, and actually what we want to do, Jeff, and you and I have discussed this, we have a plan. we're going to butcher this hog, and we're going to use the hams. There's two. This is a
Beautiful hams.
Yeah, isn't it nice? Nice ham.
That's
So we're going to use the hams, and of course we'll take the back strap and the shoulders and all that. But later in the show, we want to inject these, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we're gonna cure these things. You're gonna see some good-looking meat here. One thing I wanted to have you cover, and I asked Luke. I said, "Hey, leave your rubber gloves on." And the only reason I asked him to do that is so we could remember to talk about this, because folks, a lot of people don't realize this. But Luke, what's a great tip about rubber gloves? You share that with us?
Folks, it's a tip that I learned from Jeff, and as long as I've been kicking around in the outdoors, which has been a long time, all my life, I never thought of this. These hogs are in poison ivy, poison oak all the time. It obviously doesn't bother them. I've got back from hog hunts before, after we're about to butcher this hog, touching the legs and all that has been exposed to poison ivy. These gloves, and Jeff had the gloves on when we were loading him up.
I did.
He did. So you never get too old to learn. That's something that I learned from you too, Jeff. And yeah, rubber gloves. And not only just to protect yourself from the, I think it's vastly overstated, but disease that you get from wild hogs,
Right.
but still, not only that, but actually protect yourself from the poison ivy. Good point.
And a lot of you may know this or not, but there may be a few of you out there that don't. But poison ivy obviously comes from the poison ivy plant or poison oak, and it is an oil. It's urushiol is what it is, and it gets on hair, it gets on anything. If you have your dog running through the woods and you let him in the house, beware. Animals this time of year running through these woods, especially East Texas out here, there is a ton of poison ivy. And I promise you, these animals run through it. Deer, hogs, squirrels, it doesn't matter. They run through that stuff, and that oil is on their hair. And believe me, I actually bumped his leg against my knee here earlier, and this isn't a commercial, but I'll throw this out there. I don't know if you've ever heard of a product called Tecnu, T-E-C-N-U.
You carry it all the time.
I carry bottles with me all the time, and it takes the urushiol off your skin. So when I go in tonight, you do it within a few hours. Put this stuff on, rub it in. It's kind of like, it's like lotion. Just rub it in and then rinse it off, and it takes all the oil off your skin. So if you have any urushiol on you, it's gone. So keep that as a tip. But anyway, we've got just an absolutely beautiful specimen. I hope you folks enjoyed that hunt. That was pretty darn exciting,
That was
buddy.
fun. It was actually a stalk, folks. You saw it. We're kind of rolling the dice on this one because we needed a couple of hams, because we want to show you how to, and you're going to see it next coming up, injecting these hams with Cure, how simple it is. And it's some of the best ham that you can imagine. I've learned, I used to cure, the upper ham is right here. When you take this ham off of here, this is the upper ham. Well, I used to just cure chunks, and it's awesome, awesome ham. But Daryl Margraff, good buddy of ours, he jumped out there and started injecting of course you've got it skinned, it's just a piece of meat. Injecting it, let it cure for 6 days. We'll go into all that. But we've got a resource with these wild hogs, and this one is going to be some very good meat. These front shoulders make excellent. You can do anything you want to with them.
Absolutely.
They're actually a muscle that's not used as much as the muscles in the ham, if you think about it. The ham has got to propel that hog. And the back straps,
I was going to say, don't miss the back straps.
Don't forget the back straps. Well, Jeff, I think... I think we've done it, buddy. I mean, I'm a little bit
fun.
It's summertime, and you might see a little sweat dripping off. We're both kind of heated up.
Yeah,
we got this hog out of here, but
we got air conditioning right behind us, folks. So when this video's over, you know where we're heading.
You
got to get this dude cleaned up, though.
We'll get him cleaned up.
We're going to get him prepared to show you folks how to do some injecting of some hams, or how to prepare some of this meat. Because I promise you, if you've never eaten this, buddy, this is the best meat there is. I love this stuff. This is good.
And we were both. Jeff was raised up in Wisconsin and Minnesota. Spent a lot of time up in the North Woods, raised on venison, and I was too. But I was raised in Red River County, and back when I was a kid, they would kill an occasional wild hog on the sulphur or the red, But I mean, we've got them out here, and I know that they do a lot of damage to hay meadows, things like that. Let's put these things to use and make ham and backstrap out of them, Jeff.
Absolutely. That's just some of the best meat there is, and I highly encourage you, if you've never tried this, it's really a lot of fun and great table fare on top of it. I mean, you just can't get better than that.
And you probably wonder, now we don't have a walk-in cooler, but I've got about 150 quart on old Igloo ice cooler sitting right over there.
Lots of ice in it?
Lots of ice in it. So our next move is to get this rascal, get these hams and these shoulders and these 2 fat back straps and turn him into some pork. What do you say, Jeff?
Yep, they head into the AC and maybe have a cold beverage.
AC.
Because someone's drinking from the Boar Goblet tonight. Okay folks, welcome back to the show. Luke and I are down here at one of the feeders at the Buck and Bass Ranch. We wanted to kind of take just a few minutes to talk a little bit about feeders, Luke. This feeder here it's a little bit different than some of the other feeders I have on the ranch, and quite frankly, this is my favorite feeder, and I'll tell you why. As you can see, there is no coon cage, and most of you folks that use feeders understand what a coon cage is. Really, it's a cage that goes around the feeder box that keeps the coons from going in and pulling all your corn out and eating it before the hogs and deer can get to it. Ultramatic Feeders makes this feeder, and I'm going to let Luke talk a little bit about Ultramatic Feeders. Luke?
You bet. Jeff, I'll tell you, buddy, I have used Ultramatic feeders for 13 years, I think, give or take a year or two. I've got one that's in the woods. I've had that thing for about 7 years. Throwing corn every day. Now, what you're seeing, folks, of course, you can use the unit, the feeder motor, and that's called an eliminator, that coon guard, if you will. It works on centrifugal force. When the feeder motor comes on, it spins and opens up and disperses the corn. It's called an eliminator. But my buddy Carl Harmon, he is really an innovator in any feeders. He's been doing this a long, long time. But anyway, Carl fixed me up years ago with these eliminators, and I don't use the coon guards anymore, or squirrel guard. That will not open up until that feeder motor comes on. Now, this is the unit with the timer is in it and all that. Ultramatic feeders also have a solar panel that's mounted on the side. Jeff's got another solar panel set on his. But you can, they come with the eliminator, the solar panel, and then of course the motor and all that. But these things, we will call this a commercial if you like, folks. Ultramatic feeders, you can go online to ultramaticfeeders.com. There's not a better feeder. I know this because I've used them so long. And the last thing, Jeff, down at your ranch, you don't want to wonder if that thing's going to go off.
You have to have dependable feeders, and that is a very dependable feeder, folks. The cool thing about that's the spin plate is pushed right up against the barrel funnel, if you will, and holds that corn in there, and it will not drop any corn or allow any animals to get corn until it spins. And when it does, that centrifugal force drops that plate, it spins and goes right back up against the funnel again, keeping animals and game from getting at your corn. So absolutely a fantastic idea when they came up with this, and unbelievable and very, very reliable. Now, folks, I want to point one other thing out while we're looking here. You look at this and you go, geez, Jeff, you've got that thing in a creek. Well, we've had a lot of rain, so you will get some water that comes through here. don't let you think for a minute that a hog won't come in here and get corn from the water. They'll be in here swimming around eating that stuff like there's no tomorrow.
Well, there's look at those trays. Those were made
tracks.
last night under the feeder.
Oh yeah.
You know, Jeff, one thing that, you know, technology is so good, and improvements in hunting products. I mean,
absolutely.
I used to work with these little old feeder motors that had pins in them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not knocking that, but I mean, the timer on that is just easy to set.
Oh, absolutely.
I
The
mean,
technology, yeah, I mean, this stuff is all new technology, and
Yeah,
and for you guys out there that have a deer lease that's 6 hours away, I've been there, done that in years past. The last thing you want to do is to get out to your deer lease, you know, you hadn't been there for a month or two and your feeder's not running. You've got problems. There you go. All of a sudden you're going, oh geez, you know, and not that it's everything about bringing game in, but it does bring game in, and it allows you to take an ethical shot, and it improves your quality hunt. I mean, it really does. And having quality stuff like this feeder right here, I mean, let me tell you, that's the ticket.
it is, Jeff. I want to tell people, Texas Raised Hunting Products, you have used the Scent Guardian.
Yes, we
The spray down, and I have always been a little bit dubious of any scent. There is no, when you spray your clothes down, I won't begin to tell you or try to explain to you how it works. I have been explained to it. I'm not a chemist, but there's certain chemicals that bond together and bind up the odor producing things in sweat or wherever. You know, if you're out here, you're going to be sweating. Texas Made Hunting Products, folks, go online and check their stuff out. Larry Weissoon told me about it, and I started using it. This right here, Inflame Sow Seduction. Now, this is to be used either just a little spray it on, if you want to put a hog right there. And not just I found this stuff, it smells like hogs. I mean, I can smell that right now. But definitely boars, but also I think sows coming in, sounders of hogs, they pick up on this. Well, there's a sow in heat around here. So you know, it's a hog here.
That will bring them in, and that will hold them.
It
absolutely
does,
will.
But that's things like that. If you want to put a hog right there, I've done it. Spray a tree or whatever, and when they get in, they get the scent of it. They use, even sows. I mean, I've had them walk right up there and stick their nose in. So anyway, Texas Made Hunting Products. They've got some awesome products out that work.
Yeah.
That work. So I'd like to mention that to Oliver.
Yeah, we kind of covered that a little bit in our Hog Hunting 101. We used one of the little cans, and actually my father was out hunting, and we had set one out, and boy, those hogs came in, and they actually moved the can probably 30 yards.
They will.
They'll get in there and they rooting that
Tell
thing
them
around.
about how that can is sealed perfectly.
Yeah, it's just like cat food or something, or sardines, and it just has a little pull lid where you pull it open and you put a plastic cap back on it. It has a little vent system on there.
Yeah.
You just open that baby up, and it's all about placement. You place it, get yourself downwind of that, and you know, a lot of times something just like that will bring animals in.
Exactly.
And it's really a good little tool to have in your back pocket when you know, certain hunting situations come up. Sometimes you're not hunting over feeders. There's a lot of times folks will hunt trails or back in the woods just knowing that animals go through a certain area. Set up, you know, put some spray down, you know, use the cover scents for yourself and odor eliminators, and we kill our share of hogs doing that kind of thing.
Exactly. Well, and then the thing is, the feeders, hogs love corn. That's what they, you know, that's their favorite thing. The feeders are here, and then the bottomland all over, they're coming out. I mean, that's why, one of the reasons that there's so many hogs on this buck and bass range, the prime reason.
And we talked about it a little bit in our prior video, the Hog Hunting 101 video, but you know, you'll see these feeders like this around the ranch here, and you can just see the trails. You can tell where these hogs are coming in, and based on the wind, if you know where those trails are, you can a lot of times go set up off of a trail using the wind to your favor. On that trail, come up and maybe put some, spray a little scent, you know, and because they're gonna, that hog coming through, they're gonna stop. They're gonna stop.
Exactly.
They're gonna go, and you're sitting, you know, 30 yards, 40 yards away with a gun or a bow or whatever you got going on, and man, you're setting yourself up for a.
You're creating an ethical shot, aren't you?
Absolutely.
And one thing about the Scent Guardian, I've been using it now for about 3 or 4 months. I've yet to get winded with it. Now, Brett Andrews, he and his dad own Texas Raised Hunting Products. He says, Luke, you're gonna learn you don't have to worry about your scent.
That's right.
Old school, I'm gonna set up downwind if I can. I've yet, using that Scent Guardian, I've yet to get busted. So I've gained a lot of confidence. And Larry Weissoon, my buddy that's on the radio show with me, Campfire Talk, each week, Larry is old school like me. I mean, he's seen it all, and he said, I'm always dubious about these things. Do they work? Well, I'm gonna tell you, Texas Raised Hunting Products, check them out.
Yeah, we used the odor eliminator on ourselves before we went out and before Luke shot that hog.
Exactly.
We saw a video, and although we had pretty good southwestern wind, wind does swirl.
Oh yeah.
And hogs are smart, and a lot of times, if you've never seen this before, I guarantee this. If you're out hog hunting, watch. You'll see hogs. They will circle around. They are smart. They
Very
know.
smart.
They'll go check. They'll do a wind check, and then they'll come bathen and then hit the feeder, or hit your food source or whatever. So we saw those last night come in.
Just like a coyote. And then I'm anxious to use some of their coyote scents, attractants.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun stuff. And folks, thank you for watching these videos that Jeff and I do. I hate to say it, we're kind of the real deal. We're not trying to be Hollywood or anything. The stuff we do is stuff that we have found that works. So thank all of you for watching.
Right, and what we do is what we enjoy. This is what we enjoy.
Yeah.
We enjoy this. Luke and I eat this stuff up. This is fun stuff. So until next week, Luke, thank you. It's been a good week, bud. And we're looking forward to another fun adventure with you folks next week. So,
and a ham sandwich.
And a ham sandwich. Stay tuned. All right, folks. See you next week.